na ole hiki. Ho'okai o Nahi and Nāmākēhā.
Let's talk about one of the most fascinating figures in Chief of War, Kaiana. If you've watched the show and wondered, wait, how are all these people related? Or what's the real history behind this character? You're in the right place. We're diving deep into Kaiana's family, his bloodlines, and the royal drama that makes Chief of War more than just a historical fiction series. It's practically a living family tree of Hawaii's most powerful leaders. Welcome back to Your Nerdy Show. I'm your host, Spoiler Master. Now, Kaiana isn't just any warrior. He's a man of royal descent, military brilliance, and massive ambition. His story is rooted in real Hawaiian history, and once you start connecting the dots between his relationships, everything in the show starts to click. Kaiana, the warrior with royal blood. So let's start right at the center. Kaiana, played by Jason Momoa, he's introduced as a warrior who serves under King Kahekili of Maui. But as we learn quickly, he's not just some hired sword. He has royal blood flowing through his veins. Historically, Kaiana was part of the ruling Alii class, Hawaiian nobility. His grandfather, Keōua and Moku, was a prominent king of Hawaii Island. That lineage means Kaiana had strong claims to power himself, but instead of pursuing the throne directly, at least initially, he played the role of a warrior, explorer, and rebel. And yes, rebel is the right word, because Kaiana doesn't always follow orders. After Kahekili's aggressive actions toward Oahu, Kaiana starts questioning the very path he's on. This choice sets up everything that follows: his battles, betrayals, and legacy. Kupuohi, the warrior wife. Now, right next to Kaiana stands Kupuohi, his wife. She's more than just a partner. She's a warrior in her own right. The show presents her as someone who doesn't shy away from battle, and that's not just dramatic license. Historically, she's believed to have led an all-women regiment that fought alongside King Kamehameha the Great. Her real name was Kepuohi, and while not much is known about her outside of her marriage to Kaiana, the few things we do know suggest she was a force to be reckoned with. In Chief of War, Kupuohi travels with Kaiana between the islands and is deeply embedded in the conflicts of the time. She also finds herself caught in a tense love triangle because it turns out that one of Kaiana's half-brothers is secretly in love with her. The brothers, Nahi and Nāmākēhā. These two half-brothers of Kaiana are fiercely loyal, but also carry their own burdens. Nahi is the youngest. He's loyal, earnest, and maybe a bit too idealistic. He's also got a soft spot for Heke, Kupuohi's younger sister, but he struggles with it, thinking that love might be a distraction from his duties. Still, she pursues him, and that tension gives his storyline a lot of emotional depth. Nāmākēhā, on the other hand, is the middle brother. He's strong, passionate, and tormented, especially because he's in love with Kupuohi. You can imagine how complicated that gets, especially with Kaiana being both his leader and his brother. These inner conflicts turn the brothers' dynamic into a ticking time bomb. It's personal, it's political, it's emotional warfare. Now, we start getting into the larger family web. Kaiana has a cousin named Keōua, and if that name sounds familiar, it's because he's a major player in Hawaiian history. In the show, Keōua is the cousin who stands in direct opposition to Kaiana's goals. Played by Cliff Curtis, he brings a calm intensity. So, how are they related? Both Kaiana and Keōua trace their lineage back to Keōua and Kahekili Moku. That means Keōua is also a legitimate heir to the throne of Hawaii Island. In fact, Keōua is next in line at the point where the show picks up. But here's where things really start to twist. Keōua is believed by many historians to be the father of Kamehameha the Great. Though some sources argue that Kahekili might be the real father, the Keōua connection is the one the series seems to lean toward. If that's the case, then Kamehameha is Kaiana's first cousin once removed. Yeah, it's complicated. Kamehameha, the future king. Speaking of Kamehameha, let's talk about him. When we meet him in Chief of War, he's still young. Not yet the unifier of the islands, not yet the legendary Kamehameha the Great. He's played by newcomer Moku, who gives us a version of Kamehameha that's still growing into greatness. Kamehameha is central to everything that happens later. The islands were never meant to stay divided, and the prophecy says that one king will unite them all. Kahekili believes he is that king, but history has already given the crown to Kamehameha. His family ties are crucial. If Keōua is his father and Kaiana is Keōua's cousin, then Kaiana is family. But family ties don't always mean loyalty. In fact, these tangled relationships are part of what makes Hawaiian royal politics so intense during this era.
Hana. Imi au I kāua lelo a'o.
Kaʻahumanu, the warrior queen in the making. Now we come to Kaʻahumanu, one of the most compelling characters in the series. She's betrothed to Kamehameha, but she's far from a passive bride. When we meet her in episode 2, she's questioning everything: her future, her freedom, and the power dynamics that surround her. She's the daughter of Moku, a chief who is a rival of Kahekili, so her marriage is part of a political strategy. Her father offers her to Kamehameha in a bid for protection, a new life, and maybe some influence over the future unification of the islands. Kaʻahumanu, though, has her own dreams. She visits the seer, Taula, who tells her that her path to freedom lies with a mysterious guardian. That guardian is heavily implied to be Kaʻiana. In real history, Kaʻahumanu goes on to become one of the most powerful women in Hawaiian history. She was instrumental in breaking down the ancient kapu system and reshaping Hawaii's spiritual and political identity. So watching her early steps in Chief of War is like seeing history unfold in slow motion. Moku, the strategic father. Kaʻahumanu's father Moku is a lesser-known but politically important figure. As one of Kahekili's rivals, he sees the writing on the wall. Kahekili's aggressive tactics are going to destabilize Maui, so he acts fast, offering Kaʻahumanu as a bride to Kamehameha in exchange for security and influence. It's a risky move, but in a time when marriages could decide the fate of kingdoms, it might just be the smartest one he could make. Kahekili, the violent prophet. Now we get to Kahekili II, the king of Maui and Kaʻiana's former liege. He's obsessed with a prophecy that says a great king will unite all the Hawaiian islands. And guess what? He thinks he's the one. But Kahekili's methods are brutal. He lies, he kills, he manipulates, even his own son, Prince Kupule. In episode 2, he reveals just how far he's willing to go to fulfill the prophecy, including sending Kaʻiana into battle under false pretenses. That betrayal is what finally pushes Kaʻiana to break away. In history, Kahekili was a formidable leader, known for his military strength, but also his paranoia. He ruled most of the islands at one point, but never achieved full unification. That was left to his possible grandson or rival, Kamehameha. Prince Kupule, the next in line. Kahekili's son, Prince Kupule, is another interesting character. He's torn between loyalty to his father and his own ambitions. He wants power, legacy, maybe even redemption, but he's operating under Kahekili's shadow. If Kaʻiana continues to rise, Kupule might see him as either a threat or an ally. Their relationship is definitely one to watch as the series unfolds. Why the family tree matters. So, why does any of this matter? Because Chief of War isn't just a story about battles. It's a story about bloodlines, loyalties, betrayals, and destiny. The royal families of Hawaii were deeply interconnected. One cousin's rebellion could topple a kingdom. One marriage could shift the balance of power. And one warrior, like Kaʻiana, could change everything. Understanding who's related to who doesn't just help you follow the show, it helps you understand how real history was shaped. This isn't just fiction. These were real people with real ambitions, making real sacrifices for what they believed in. Our nerdy thoughts. If you're watching Chief of War, keep your eye on the family tree. Every character you meet has a connection, a legacy, and a future that ties back to Kaʻiana and the ultimate unification of Hawaii under Kamehameha the Great. This is more than a war story. It's a family saga, and Kaʻiana, he's right at the heart of it all. Want more historical breakdowns and character deep dives like this one? Make sure to like, subscribe, and drop your theories in the comments. Who do you think will rise, and who's destined to fall?
No, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.